Let's assume that we want to display some text or some information or some data that is coming maybe either from database or from the resource API or third party libraries, and we want to display over here on our main page. What we can do? The one way is like we can pass this view method the data that we want to display on the screen or on the front end. So let's say, for example, I want to display some kind of data. For example, let's say, just imagine like we have a heading here. So I would say like hello world. All right. And how can I pass this title to this view? All right. So there are two ways. The first way is basically we can declare an array and then we can pass this array as a second argument. All right. And now when we go to the index.php and in between the hello, for example, this is our main page. Obviously this is our main page. Let's say below here I want to display the title. How we are actually getting this title? Because we are now passing the data and we have the title here. So now let's take a look at here on our front end. If I reload, now you can see like we have the hello world here. All right. Now let's say I want to pass this as an HTML H1 instead of just displaying the H1 there. Just displaying the text. I want to display as an H1. What will happen? Like you can see like we now are getting the H1 attributes or tags here. How we can overcome this? Okay, that's really quick solution for that, and that is instead of double curly braces, what we do is basically we use these exclamation mark twice and exclamation mark twice here and then curly braces and again here for the closing. Now if I reload the page, now I see the hello world here. All right, so that's one way of passing the title here. What is the second way? Okay, so instead of like declaring this as an array, I can pass this title variable as a compact. All right, so what compact does, it contains the parameters whatever you pass and then it passes next to the view file. So if I reload the page again, now you see we will still have the hello world here. Okay, so we need to pass this inside the closing inside the quotation, single quotation here. And if I reload the page, now we still have the hello world here. All right, now that's a really basic example of passing the data to our views. Let's imagine like we want to pass more data to our front end pages, and obviously we want to perform some actions. Let's say for example on our home page we have some sliders going on that is coming from our database. We have a lot of context there displaying. We also have a form there just for an example, and we also want to trigger some kind of action on the form, and everything doing here passing the data from these routes is really like a cumbersome thing, and it's not really looking good because there will be a lot of content inside the routes which we really don't want to do that. So what we can do instead of that is like we can create controllers, and we have different type of controllers available. Obviously those controllers have different actions. We will see that in the upcoming video, what controllers are, how we can generate controllers, and what are the purposes of controllers.